What is up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a great time and that you're staying safe out there. Today we're going to continue tearing apart the front end. We're actually going to take off the entire front end today. That is the main goal, and hopefully start cleaning it up a little bit and get it ready for paint. But first, let me show you a few things that I got the other day. I got another 6.4 bumper, even though I just got rid of my old one literally 2 weeks ago, but I got another one. In this one was actually out of like a Lariat or a King Ranch because it's color painted. And even though it has a whole bunch of rock chips, it's in way better condition than my old one was. It doesn't have really any dents or anything like that on it. And it's actually probably not gonna go on my truck. And in a couple of videos, I'll show you why I got this bumper. I think some of you will be really happy about it. And who knows, I might throw it on the truck. What I do plan on doing it is I'm probably gonna sell it again after I'm done doing what I want to do with it. But since it is off of a F450, most people really don't have F450. So what I'll probably do is take off these little like fender flare, bumper flares, whatever, on both sides, cover up the holes, get this thing all completely sanded and primed again, and sell it again. Or who knows, I might run that on the truck for a little while. Especially if I have a hard time kind of fitting the tires behind the front bumper, because I know that the 2017 bumper, which is currently outside, that one hangs like much lower than this one. Like if probably the 2017 bumper probably goes like down to here and a lot further back, and it makes it much harder to kind of like clear tires without rubbing. So if I find that I'm having a lot of problems kind of turning, I might actually end up going to this one. But like I said, I'll go over that whole thing in a future video. Like I said, I'm pretty excited about it. Now the thing that I'm super excited is that when I went to go look at that bumper, sitting right in front of it was, well, let me show you, an intercooler. But not just any intercooler, because I already have an intercooler. I already have a 7.3 intercooler in my truck, but that one has the plastic end caps or tanks, whatever. It has the plastic ones, and the guy had this one with the aluminum caps on it. And like I said, it was sitting right in front of that bumper. Immediately I told him if he was willing to sell that intercooler too, and he actually was. And I got a killer deal on both of these things. And I couldn't pass it up, so I picked up the intercooler along with the bumper. Even though, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm gonna install this and take mine off, or maybe just sell this one, clean it up, make sure that it holds pressure. Like I said, I'll see. But like I couldn't pass up the deal that I got on this thing. I was pretty happy about it, as well as the deal that he gave me on that bumper. But like I said, we'll go over all this stuff in a later video, but I just really wanted to show you guys because I'm pretty sure that you'll be pretty excited about it too. But anyways, let's jump back to the axles, because that's the main part of this video. Now, if you saw the last video, I took off a few components off of the front end of this thing. I took off the shocks, the shock towers, my sway bar. Man, I think that was it. I didn't do much, huh? It's all right though. So we're gonna be taking off our leaf springs on both sides, which is obviously gonna drop our axles. But before we do that, we'll remove our drive shaft, our steering box, and then we'll do the axles and all that crap. Oh, probably our track bar too. That's probably helpful to remove. And at that point, we will be ready to start cleaning up the frame and painting, and then we'll be able to come back and install all of our new parts, which I'm super excited. I really want to show you guys the lift kit that I got. And I know a lot of you probably aren't going to be like super excited about it. I am, but it's my project, so I'm really happy about it. And like I know where I'm going to be taking it. But yeah, let's stop talking and let's get to work. So I went ahead and actually removed the track bar that this thing has, which is like super weird that they use leaf springs and track bars, but whatever. We got that out. It was pretty easy. It was an 18 mil on the head side and then a 21 mil on the nut side. Those things are pretty tight in there, so I ended up using my big breaker bar, which it's MIA. But yeah, I used, it's right over there, the breaker bar to break them loose first. Well, actually no, just on the axle side. I used the breaker bar, broke that loose, drove it out the rest of the way with my impact. And on the top end, I was actually able to take it all the way off with the impact. It's pretty easy, very simple. But we now have our track bar out. And now I'm just gonna focus on removing the steering off of this thing. That'll be the next step on getting this whole thing done. Okay guys, so we got the drag link out of the truck. It was pretty simple. It was just that one nut on top, that castle nut with the pin. And then we rented one of these tools, the tie rod spreader, drag link spreader, whatever, from AutoZone, which you can also get from any auto parts store. So any O'Reilly's, AutoZone, Advanced Auto Parts will let you rent all these tools. So we got that out. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the drive shaft, and that's gonna be one of the last things we gotta do before we can actually take our axle out. Okay guys, so we got the drive shaft out. That was pretty easy. It was just 4 13 mil nuts. We got those out. Got the U-bolts out and just pulled the drive shaft straight out. One thing that I did do is that I took some measurements just to make sure that the drive shaft was gonna work on the back as well. So I took some measurements from like the flat side of my yoke right here, I believe that's what it's called, to the transfer case and to the transfer case and then to this cross member. And once I get the new Dana 60 in place, I'll double check those measurements to make sure that the drive shaft will still be good, because I do believe that the new Dana 60 is a little bit longer to that flange, to that yoke, or whatever you want to call it. And we want to make sure that it's not going to be pushing our drive shaft back too much, because if it is, it could really mess up our transfer case or our transmission, and we really don't want to do that. So like I said, I'm going to take those measurements, double check them once I have the new axle in place. But for now, let me show you this. I don't know if you can see, but we got that passenger side dropped, and we're going to go ahead and get the driver's side dropped, which is actually super easy. All you need is a couple of 21 mil sockets, wrenches, to get this bolt and that bolt out. And like I said, I'll show you real quick how I did it. We'll get this side done, and we'll basically be done with this front end, at least tearing it apart, if you know what I mean. And yeah, let's get to it. All right guys, so we got this thing pulled out of here. Unfortunately, my battery actually died right as I was pulling this thing down, and I'm sorry about that, but we got it out. It's completely free. And I also did get this front shackle pulled out, which is the one that went right there. And that was actually quite an adventure, because as you can see, I've got an intercooler on my truck, and the bolt was right behind it right there, and it wasn't letting it go out. So what I did is I actually cut one side of it, this side, just so I could kind of like angle it up and pull it out. And we also pried up on the intercooler a little bit to kind of push it up, and that way we were able to take this out. Actually, you can see it on the other side, it's still on. So as you can see, it's right behind the intercooler. So like I said, we cut the threads on this side and then pried up on the intercooler and kind of angled the shackle so that it would come out this way, kind of like that. And it wasn't really that bad. And now I'm gonna pull this one out, get it next to this one, because I want to show you guys some of the differences between the both of them. I think you'll be pretty impressed with this new axle. Okay, so we're gonna start over here on the knuckles. These are pretty decent, about 2 inches by about 1 inch. These, on the other hand, you got about 2 3/4 of an inch by 1.5 inches. And like, just looking at it, they are way beefier. Like a big difference right there. And then we go to our steering, which is about 1 inch compared to 1.5 inches. Well, actually, yeah, about 1.5 inches on the Super Duty. And that is a huge difference. And then we're gonna go to the actual axle tubes, which are right around 3 inches on the OBS. And right around 3.5 inches on the Super Duty, which is a huge difference, and which is why these newer Super Duty ones are so much beefier than the OBS. On the actual pumpkin, on the actual diff, the OBS actually seems to have way more ribbing than the Super Duty, which only has this one rib. It's a really big rib, you know, but it's only one compared to 3 on the OBS. But just overall, the Super Duty is just a much better looking, way more stout unit than the OBS. Even though they're both Dana 60s, the newer one is just so much better, way beefier, and I'm really excited to get it under the truck. There's still a few things we gotta do. Like we gotta remove these leaf spring hangers, which is gonna be fun because this one's actually riveted in place. And we all know how much we love removing rivets, which that one has about 6. So 6 on each side, plus another 2 for that bump stop on each side. And yeah, that's gonna be definitely a blast. But once we have those out, we're gonna go ahead and get the whole frame cleaned out, and we'll be good to go. We'll be ready to throw this new freaking super beefy, good looking axle under the truck. And yeah, I'm excited for that, guys. Like I said, this thing's moving pretty slow, but I'm taking my time. I'm trying to do my best to show you guys. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Make sure you check out the rest of the playlist, the series that I've been working on for the axles, as well as some of the other videos that I have here on the channel. Don't forget to leave a like, leave any comments with any questions you might have, and subscribe, and we'll see you for the next one.